Hey folks, welcome to Spanish Fork 17. This is the first game for the Spanish Fork Dons of the season. We are at the Kona Ice Classic here in beautiful St. George, Utah. We are at Snow Canyon, the home of the Warriors, and we'll be playing them later tonight. But today's matchup here that we have for you first is going to be against the American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek, Arizona. And coming at you today is Andrew LaRose and Coach John. Coach, what's it been like for you today? How are you enjoying St. George?
Oh, it's been beautiful so far. Like you said, the weather's great down here. There's no better day to enjoy America's favorite pastime. We showed up a couple of hours ago and we got to enjoy 2 great games of baseball here, and I'm excited to finally get our boys out on the field.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting season for the Dons. A bit of a down year in terms of Spanish Fork's kind of like reputation last year. So I think hoping to have a nice bounce back season. A couple of players that Coach Nelson wanted us to highlight were Will Dart and Cal Nielsen.
Yeah, I mean, he just mentioned as far as seniors go, they've been showing a lot of promise these last few years, and it's really hard to say what to expect from them this early in the season. But one note that he did make about them, and like we talked about earlier, he's kind of a man of a few words. You know, off camera we were just chatting about it, but what he did say is that they're just playing with a lot of ease right now. They're making the game look really easy, not playing with a lot of jitters. So when they get going here, I think it's gonna turn out pretty good.
And as we're seeing the Patriots get all warmed up here out in the infield, nice little view of the starting pitcher here today for the American Leadership Academy. That is Brasser Crompton warming up there for the Patriots, and they've had an impressive run here to start off their season. They are 5-0, and the run differential on them for the season right now is a run differential of 75. So just keep that in mind as we are now underway here as Dart takes a nice swing at that first pitch, and they'll foul it away for strike one.
Earlier today, we had a foul off in the same direction over our heads here, and it actually smacked the roof of the production van.
Oh, nice. At least it didn't break the window. We had that at a Spanish Fork softball game. That was a lot of fun for Pete and crew. That one is going to be away there. So now 1 ball and 1 strike to the shortstop, Will Dart. Dart, a second-team All-Stater from last year, had a very impressive sophomore year as well. Really just is the heart of this Spanish Fork Don team. They're looking for big things with him this senior season. 2 balls and 1 strike. Take another one that's up at his eyeballs. Count now 3-1.
The wind might play a little bit of a factor today. It was definitely whipping up earlier. The flags out in the outfield were pretty much at full length, and so it played a little bit of a factor 2 games ago. It's calmed down quite a bit since then, but especially with a couple pop flies, it could become a factor quickly again.
Oh yeah, the wind is always a huge factor when it is going. Full count pitch here to Dart. He's going to watch it, and he is going to, in fact, take his base. That one was a little bit close enough that Dart hesitated just to make sure, but
paid off.
Makes his way over to first base. Nice patient approach there from the senior shortstop, Will Dart. First base runner of the game here for Spanish Fork, and it brings up their number 2 hitter, Riley Lampson. Lampson out in left field today for the Dons. A very lazy pickoff move over to first base. Nothing doing. And this Patriot team coming off an impressive 24-0 win. You did hear that right, 24-0, against,
yeah, you don't see that a lot
against
in high school
Amphitheater, and they've got wins like this again among their 5 wins. It's 22-0, 18-0, 11-1. They've just been absolutely crushing teams. Speaking of crushing, that ball is crushed out into center field. Unfortunately for Lampson, it's on a frozen rope, basically right at the center fielder. So that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Yeah, you saw the wind get behind that one a little bit, just a little bit more air underneath that thing, and he would have crushed it over the fence.
Yeah, wind is blowing basically directly out to center field right now, so certainly got a little bit of extra oomph from that.
That's southeast, right?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
I get all turned up down here in the south.
And Dart is going to be safe over there at second base as the pickoff attempt does not work. He is able to jump it and gets himself into scoring position.
Well, he considered just for a split second round into third, but
Sure
I definitely
did.
think he made the right read there. Kid's got some speed on him.
Yeah, Dart definitely. There's a reason why he generally has been either batting first or second in the lineup his whole time at Spanish Fork. Just has some nice speed to him and great contact skills. That one is going to be popped up into shallow left field, and with the wind, that is just an absolutely just crazy hard play there. But nice job there by the Patriots shortstop. That's Seth Nielsen making that play for the second out of the inning.
Now, when I talked to the coach with Queen Creek, Eric Nelson, he actually mentioned the shortstop, like you just said, Seth Nelson. He's a junior. Last year he hit .429 on the year, so very impressive batting average. So he's got some umph behind the plate, and you saw him falling over backwards to make a great catch there.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive even when I'm playing on MLB The Show. So I think that's a pretty dang good batting average. Ted Williams would be pleased. That's for sure. So 1 ball and no strikes here to cleanup hitter Cal Nielsen. Rips this thing out into right field. It's going to be a nice hit here for Nielsen. The play at the plate. Dart does in fact get underneath it. What a slide there by Will Dart, and that's going to be the first run of the game here for Spanish Fork. RBI single for Cal Nielsen. Wow, what a just beautiful dive there. Beautiful by Will Dart to get underneath that thing.
Yeah, he took a little bit of a wide route on the line from third to home and just barely got past the outstretched hands of the catcher. So just an excellent read on where the ball was coming in, as well good communication from the dugout to kind of give him an idea of what was going on behind him.
And yeah, it was a fantastic throw from the outfielder. I mean, just on an absolute frozen rope out there. Excellent throw by Dominic McKnight. And really decent positioning, too, as well for Trey Baptiste. But just nice, excellent read there by Dart. And a nice job, again, as you mentioned, Coach, to good job by the coaches to make sure that they weren't, leaving him out to dry. But 1-0 ball game here now after the RBI single by Cal Nielsen. Bit of a rough swing there by Tegan Scott to start things off for strike one. Scott, the starting pitcher here today for Spanish Fork. That one way upstairs, so the count will move to 1 ball and 1 strike. And Scott, one of the main arms last year in the Spanish Fork rotation, now being asked to essentially take on that ace spot, that number 1 spot in the rotation. They will make a throw over, and the ball will squeak out of the glove of the first baseman, and Nielsen will be safe. He was there with plenty of time as well. That is not Nielsen, also, by the way, because Nielsen is catching today, so that is a pinch runner that has come in for him. That is number 2 on the roster. That was going to be a leaker right at the second baseman. He mishandles it, and it's going to be nobody out. So nice job there by Tegan Scott to get himself on base. It'll be an error there on the second baseman. That is Jake Manos, who will be charged with the error.
Yeah, it wasn't like the ball had a weird bounce to it or anything, and that's maybe part of the jitters that they're facing. They've played 5 games up to this point. Who knows what those contests actually look like as far as the difficulty of the opponents, but just traveling out of state and playing in a new place, there's always a little difficulty associated with that.
This one is fouled away. It'll land out of harm's way, thankfully. It's a good several feet away from the van this time. It'll be now an 0-1 count on Xavier Aminet. Going to pop this one over towards the second baseman, who will get to have a little bit of redemption there. And that'll be the third out of the top of the first. An RBI single by Cal Nielsen gets the Dons on the board 1-0 here to start things off here at the Kona Ice Classic here in St. George, Utah. While we've got some time here in between innings, we want to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. You'll note the really cool new logo there for MVP Sports. Yeah. Looking pretty nifty there.
MVP Sports, when I first moved to Spanish Fork City, I thought they just did sporting equipment. They actually do sporting equipment, but they do a lot more than that. They do sports books, they do custom printing for jerseys, and just a whole plethora of things. So make sure to check them out if you're any school in the area, as well for any club teams or anything like that. They do an excellent job and just work really well with the customers.
Yeah, we want to thank our sponsors for all that they do to make these broadcasts possible. And we thank everyone for tuning in today here on Spanish Fork 17, whether you're on the channel itself or on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure to click that subscribe button and join our Spanish Fork 17 family and get all the awesome content we have on there, including high school sports, just like Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain baseball games, which you're going to get all weekend long. We're very excited to get you coverage of those things. So join the Spanish Fork 17 family at youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. As we get to see the Dons getting all warmed up here. A view of Nielsen over there at first base, and now a nice view of the field. And Tegan Scott, again, asked to be the #1 pitcher on the staff this season for Spanish Fork. Turned in a nice season his junior year. Again, hoping for a better season than last year is Spanish Fork. Kind of a rough one for them again in terms of kind of what they're used to. 12-15 last year, 8-7 in region play, and only made it to the second round of the playoffs. Ended up getting booted out by the Salem Hills Skyhawks. So certainly hoping for better things here in 2024. The first pitch is going to be low for ball 1 to Jake Manos, the second baseman for the Patriots. Another one just a tick low, so the count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Jake Manos, Brasser Compton, and Seth Nielsen due up here in this bottom half of the first inning for the American Leadership Academy. Again, coming out of Queen Creek, Arizona. And that's a nice pitch there from Scott, but they count that one as a ball, though, so it'll be 3 balls and no strikes. That one piped in there nicely, though, so the count will move to 3-1. Holds up, and he will take his base. A leadoff walk to start things out here for the Patriots. Scott was hoping to get the call. Had 2 that I thought were kind of borderline pitches there, but ends up going in favor of the Patriots, and so it'll be a leadoff walk, and it'll bring up Brasser Crompton now for the American Leadership Academy.
It's easy from our position over here to tell vertical movement, but it's kind of difficult to tell horizontal or lateral movement. So some of these, curveball we'll be able to see real easy, but some of these sliders and anything with side-to-side movement is going to kind of be difficult to tell.
Big swing and miss there, and a nice throw there by Nielsen, and nice job there by Dart as well to try to lay on the tag, but nice job by Manos to beat that out. So it'll be a stolen base, but it'll be an 0-2 count now on Crompton.
His excellent pop time there. He really got the ball out there quick, and no error. They made what would have been a good tag, but he had a huge lead off, and he takes another pretty decent one here.
Big swing and miss. Nice job there by Scott. It's a nice effort there by Crompton, as he thought that it hit the dirt, so was absolutely busting his chops over to first base, but nothing doing there. Will just go down as the first out of the inning. Bring up Seth Nielsen now for the Patriots. And Nielsen, shortstop here for the team, and has already made an impressive play out in the field on a just nasty pop-up. Hoping to do some damage here at the plate. The count 1-0. watch a curveball that will also just barely miss the strike zone, so the count will move to 2-0. Our umpires today are Landon Hayden and Dave Toppin. Toppin behind the plate and Hayden out in the field. Excellent contact, but it'll be just foul. Nice rope right down that first base line.
Well, that's exactly where he wants to put it, just 15 feet to the left.
Exactly.
That's kind of the dream hit right there for any left-handed hitter.
2-1 pitch from Scott is going to be just lightly tapped there by Nielsen. It'll even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Manos is second base after taking a leadoff walk and then stealing second. Crompton struck out, and 2-2 pitch upcoming. He rockets this thing high out into center field. Backing up, and it finds its way over the fence, that tall fence out there in center field. Certainly getting a little bit of extra wind assist, but an absolute blast by Seth Nielsen. 2-run shot here in the bottom of the first inning to give the Patriots the lead here, 2-1.
That hit had an excellent amount of airtime, and honestly, not much more you could ask for in the first inning. We'll just have to see how Spanish Fork responds with, they had momentum, and baseball is such a game of momentum. It's kind of hard to take anything for granted. You'll win some, you'll lose some, but it's really just about what you can build up as the runs go on.
It's a big 2-run blast, gets the Patriots on the board in a big way, 2-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 out, and that one is going to just barely miss. 1-0 count now to Isaac Douglas.
No good reason to swing at that one. Great curveball, but just still, that was in the dirt practically.
Another one that's going to be just a bit off. Does not seem there's going to be many, from what it looks like, favorable ones there on the inside part of the plate there to righties, as that one is also going to be low. It'll move the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 is fouled away. It'll now be a full count here on the left fielder Douglas. Cleanup hitter today for the Patriots. Taden Brewer due up next here for American Leadership Academy. And he's going to make the walk over to first base. Second walk issued in this inning by Tegan Scott. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-run home run by Seth Nielsen, giving the Patriots the lead here in this ball game. Again, it does bring up Taden Brewer. Brewer's going to see one right at the letters. Looks like a pretty decent pitch to me, but it does look like it's a ball, so 1-0 count. A little low on that one, count now 2-0. Yeah, we'll see what Scott's able to do here, as this is a big moment here for him. You don't want to see the game get away from you here in this first inning.
No, not at all.
Brings that one up. I feel like that was some nice framing there by Nielsen.
Absolutely was, but just a nice fastball right down the lane.
Count now 2-1 on Brewer. Throws on over to first to keep things honest over there for Douglas. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Taden Brewer, number 5 hitter in the Patriot lineup. Keegan Palmer due up next here for the American Leadership Academy. He's going to foul this one away. I'll leave it up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got hoping for the put-away pitch there, and it was a nice curveball, but it will just barely miss. Count now full here on the Patriots center fielder. Early lead here for the American Leadership Academy over the Spanish Fork Dons on Spanish Fork 17, bottom of the first inning, 2-1. And a curveball that, again, is going to just be a little bit off. That's going to be 3 walks issued in this inning by Tegan Scott, and that is going to bring out the pitching coach.
I mean, it's not such a bad thing to make a change this early in the game. Sometimes you want to, hold out with a pitcher or just kind of see what they can get going. But, where the batters haven't had a chance to warm up to one or the other, it's not always a bad thing to make a change right now. But I think this one's just going to be a little chat, give them a little break, and then send them right back to the mound.
Yeah, just some words of encouragement. Again, this is a guy that you're going to need to rely on all season long, and you want to make sure that he knows that you're confident in him and that you've got your, the whole team's got his back. And, he's been close on a lot of these pitches. I feel like it's a little bit of a smaller strike zone. And so he's had some curveballs that I thought were just beautiful and like right there, nice in on the hands, but just not getting the black of the paint, black of the plate, as you will.
Yeah, people, watching at home sometimes think to themselves, oh, I could do that. But what they don't realize is you have to travel, 60.5 feet in less than a second. And, you're going for a strike zone that's usually about 2 feet tall and maybe 1.5 feet, a little bit less, maybe a foot and a couple inches wide. So, I mean, there's no real way to measure this difficulty till you step up on the mound and try to huck one of these in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So the count 1-1, one out here in the bottom of the first inning. This one's going to be tapped over towards third base. I'm going to try to make the throw. It will not be in time. This ought to be an infield single for Keegan Palmer, and that's going to load the bases up here in the bottom of the first.
Now batting, number 11.
It's a difficult throw to make, too, is off his front foot on, a full run there. Let's see, that one was about 60 feet.
Yep.
Maybe just a little bit more over to first base. So not an easy throw to make. No surprise that it was a little bit wide, but yeah, I mean, even if it would have been right on the target, it would have been just a little late.
Yeah, the hot corner is not an easy spot to play, and
No.
Amina, did what he could with it being such a slow roller, and that's just a case of the hitter put it in a place that it's just going to be difficult to make a play on, and you just kind of tip the cap. That thing is crushed out into left field. Lamson tries to square it down. He eventually does. It'll end up being a nice long sacrifice fly here for the Leadership Academy, as McKnight put a nice little charge into that. The score is now 3-1. It's Isaac Douglas scoring on the sacrifice fly. Brewer moving over to third base, and Palmer just content to stay there at first base. So runners on the corners here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, and wow. They end up catching Palmer in no man's land, eventually just run him down, as I think they were hoping that they get distracted enough that Brewer could find his way home. Nice heads-up play there by Dart to just go ahead and run him back down to first base and make the glance over to third to make sure, hey, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's a high IQ play. You don't always necessarily work on the pickle in between first and second to give up the run to home. So just a smart fielder play there.
So still one out here in the bottom of the first. The Dons really needing an out here, as that's going to be strike one to Trey Baptiste, the catcher for the Patriots. Number 8 hitter in their lineup. Aiden Daravan due up next here. That one is going to just miss. Lead up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brewer at third. Palmer at first here for the Patriots. Palmer now over at second base. My apologies. So runners on second and third now.
Now, when that happened, I guess I was just looking
I
down for too
looked
long.
away. I guess I blinked, and all of a sudden he's just kind of there. I think probably what happened. Similar thing that happened for us is Scott was just so locked in after the pickle. Was just like, no way he's going. And then he just kind of made his way over. Nice job there to go ahead and just punch him out for out number 3. 2 strikeouts for Tegan Scott, but allows 3 runs here by the Patriots. The score is 3-1 after 1 inning. We'll get you the second inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's inning number 2 of this one between the Spanish Fork Dons and the American Leadership Academy Patriots. Again, as part of the Kona Ice Classic here in St. George, Utah. We are at Snow Canyon High School, the home of the Warriors, which is the team that will be playing later tonight on Spanish Fork 17. We will get you that broadcast after this one as we see the Patriots warming up once again. A pretty solid inning of work so far from Brasser Crompton, only just allowing the RBI single by Cal Nielsen and then letting his offense do the work in the bottom half of the inning with a 2-run home run by Seth Nielsen and a sacrifice fly by Dominic McKnight. So the score is 3-1. And for the Dons, it'll be the bottom part of their order. Cal Marziale, Garrett Field, and Nixon Warren do up here 7, 8, and 9 in the Spanish Fork lineup.
Yeah, that's one thing that when I talked to assistant coach Eric Nelson before the game for Queens Creek, he just mentioned that they had pretty dominant pitching so far in the season, and we've seen that where up to this point in the season they've only had 4 runs scored against them. And so, you can attribute a lot of that to the fielding, but also a lot of that, has to do with the pitcher. So we've seen that a little bit here today, and we'll see what he does in the top of the second.
Yeah, it's been a really, again, pretty solid outing thus far. Good solid inning, I guess, for Crompton. As he will miss on that first pitch, though, to Marziale. So count 1-0. This one sent over to third base on a one-hopper. Throw is made across the diamond for out number 1. Nice, good fundamental play over there at third base by Aiden Daravan.
Number 7, Garrett Field.
Yeah, he took his time, didn't rush the throw, measured it up, and just a good beeline right over first. And that's one thing. There's a lot of errors you don't want to have, but that's especially one is making the throw over to first. You don't want it to go over and hit the back fence. That's just one that looks bad for everyone.
Brings up number 8 hitter Garrett Field, who watches the first pitch for a ball. Field taking over second base duties, which had been on lockdown last year by Seth Argyle, one of the better contributors on last year's ball club. Getting a crack here to start over at the Keystone for Spanish Fork. Doing a nice job here in this particular at bat. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Taken all the way on that particular pitch for sure as the count moves to 3-1.
Yeah, he took that one right down the middle, but the 2 before that, fastball's high, about head height, so let's see what happens here.
3-1. It's going to take a nice healthy cut at that one, a little bit ahead of it, so the count will move to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nixon Warren due up next here for Spanish Fork. The payoff pitch, swung on and missed again. A little bit of frustration there from Field. That'll be the first strikeout of the game for Crompton and second out of the top of the second.
Warren.
Brings up Nixon Warren, the center fielder for Spanish Fork. With 2 outs here in the top of the second. Crompton's first pitch to Warren is fouled away. So far, the Patriots have only had now 3 games where teams have scored runs on them of the 6 games that they've played, which is just, as you noted, Coach, kind of just a wacky stat to go along with the fact that they've also, now at this point scored 82 runs on the season.
Right. You look at Spanish Fork, and obviously they're down to the count here, but as a towering pop fly comes up into the infield just in front of second base, that one's caught in the top of the second. But like I was saying, but then you turn around and you think to yourself, they've scored 1/5 of the runs scored against ALA this season, so there's something to it.
Doing a pretty good job after 1 inning, I would say. So after the top of the second, it remains 3-1. Nice job by Crompton to go 1, 2, 3 in the Dons order. As we move on over to the bottom half of the second inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. Coach, go ahead and take it away.
We'd like to thank Lance Wilson, State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
So we want to remind you that MVP Sports has moved locations. I know everyone is so familiar with where they had been, and so they've now moved over to 82 East 900 North there in Spanish Fork. So along with refreshing the logo, they also have, refreshed the store location as well. That was as of last month, if I'm remembering correctly, kind of the end of January. And so be sure to check them out at their new location, again, 82 East 900 North in Spanish Fork. That new location, just actually beginning of the year. My apologies. January 8th was when they moved over there. While we're reminding you about stuff, we want to remind you about another baseball game we got here for you tonight on Spanish Fork 17. It will be the Dons up against the Snow Canyon Warriors, the host of this lovely Kona Ice Classic. That game is going to be tonight at 7 o'clock, so don't mind that it says Saturday. It is, in fact, tonight at 7 o'clock. So go ahead and enjoy this game, and then, get yourself some food, wait around for about 15-20 minutes, and then we will get you coverage of the Dons against the Warriors here on Spanish Fork 17. Nice look at Tegan Scott coming in for a second inning of work, and he gets a nice swing and miss from the first Patriot up here in the second inning. That's Aiden Daravan. It'll be Daravan, Manos, and Crompton due up here in this second inning.
Now, our viewers at home can probably hear it, but I'm just going to say the wind's definitely starting to kick up a little bit more, and it's blowing to the south here. So that'll be a big advantage for anyone that gets those pop flies. They're going to be a little bit more difficult to field. It doesn't help much in that situation. Another swing and miss there.
Yeah, nice job here by Scott to kind of establish things here in this second inning. Feels like he's a little bit more aggressive and just trying to get after it here. And nice job there by Daravan to hold up on that one, to leave it up to count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And one thing I've been pretty impressed by so far in this game is just the patience of the Patriot hitters. They just wait for the right one, and they've seen in quite a few balls so far that look like borderline strikes. So just good patience, good eye on them.
Which is a perfect example of that as he watches one that hits the dirt. So the count is now full here on Daravan, number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Patriots. He's going to take a nice cut at that one. It'll one hop over to Dart, makes the throw over to first. It'll get snagged by.
Now batting, number 5.
Ended up getting snagged by Nielsen, but gets drawn off the base, and so it'll go down as an error there for Will Dart.
Yeah, we saw that just a bit ago. Yeah, it's a similar throw made. I would say there's no way to undermine the difficulty of those throws. You're on a full run, you got to chop it over first. So sometimes it's just worth it to stop, hold up your momentum, and it's going to be a little bit closer. But sometimes it's worth it to just get that throw in there. Nice solid throw right on the plate.
Ball at the eyeballs there for Jake Manos to start things off here in his second plate appearance. Took a walk in inning number 1 and ended up scoring on the 2-run home run by Seth Nielsen. Nielsen makes a nice pop throw over there to first base, but Daravan able to get back in time. One 0 count to Manos. Top of the order up again here for the American Leadership Academy. He'll watch a pitch that will just miss inside. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1, my apologies there. Oh, that one is a beauty. That's one that he hasn't been getting the call for that one so far in this game. Was able to thread that one nice. Just kind of catches the low inside part of the plate there.
And not to mention excellent framing by the catcher.
Absolutely. Cal Nielsen is a absolutely fantastic backstop. As he's been was a starter last year and was kind of an off and on starter his sophomore year as well. So lots of experience behind the plate, and just does a fantastic job.
Nelson hasn't let anything get by him so far. Obviously, the game's still young, but he's just shown a lot of good things there.
The 2-2 pitch is going to just barely miss as well, so the count now full to Jake Manos. Deravan over at first. Again, no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The score is 3-1, a 2-run lead for the Patriots over the Dons here on Spanish Fork 17.
This will be the third time he's had that full count pitch and hasn't been able to put anyone away yet, as that one's tipped into the net.
Yeah, you hope that as the year goes on, Scott's able to find that pitch that he can go to and kind of that location that he knows that he can go to of like, okay, when I really need my pitch, where's that going to be and how can I produce that?
I really like that curve, that sinker just a second ago into the bottom of the frame, but that one there goes into the dirt.
It'll be the fourth walk issued here by Tegan Scott, first one here of the second inning. So it'll be runners on first and second now after the walk by Manos, his second walk of the game. It'll bring up Brasser Crompton again. Crompton struck out in his first at bat, so 0 for 1 on the day. Oh, tries to lay down the bunt, instead pops it up and over the netting there behind home plate, so it'll be strike one.
I'll tell you, he has excellent velocity on that pitch, because it's pretty rare that you see a bunt fly that far over the net in this case, almost to the school back there.
The 0-1 from Scott is rocketed down that first baseline in between first and second. The throw in from the outfield a little bit wild. Nice job by Nielsen to back that thing up, but man, Crompton hits that thing on a rope out into right field, and the bases are now loaded with no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, this is really the test of a team right here to see what you can do. They got Queen Creek up by 2 points, bottom of the second. Bases loaded. This could either be a make or break situation for them. This could put them down bad or kind of get the momentum going in their way back and into the third.
And this is the guy that's already put up a big swing here in this game, Seth Nielsen, a 2-run home run in the previous inning to get the Patriots on the board, and this is certainly not the guy you want to see up if you're Tegan Scott with the bases loaded, but you just got to find a way to compose yourself and just...
Yeah, he's had a big game so far. Like you said, that catch over at shortstop, and then just a bomb right there.
Laces it out into the gap in right center. That's going to be extra bases for him. Kind of held up a little bit there, but makes his way over to second base. It'll be a 2-run double for Seth Nielsen. Already 4 RBIs in this game for him. And it is now
Number 33, Isaac Douglas.
a 5-1 ball game here after the 2-run double by Nielsen.
Looks like now they're going to go for that. Go to one of their relievers. I'm not sure. I can't see his number. Number 17 jogging in from the bullpen.
Yeah, well, we'll get you that here in just a quick second. Just trying to make sure I got my scorecard here all lined up. So we've got Deravan and Manos, who just scored on the 2-run double. It'll be Crompton over there at third base and Nielsen at second. It'll be Isaac Douglas coming up now for the Patriots, and it is a pitching change here for the Dons. And as Coach was saying, it is number 17. It's Matai Johnson.
Your coach mentioned they were either going to go to Johnson or Nelson, and we'll see what he's able to do here now with the Patriots edging out a Oh, it looks like they attributed one of those points to the Dons. They might be correcting that now. There we go.
There we go. So, yes, the score is, in fact, it should be 5-1 because the Dons didn't score in inning number 2, just the RBI single by Cal Nielsen in inning number 1. So the score is 5-1 in favor of the home quotation mark.
Well, we
Patriots.
have it right here on our stream.
We do have it. We have it right on the stream, but they don't quite have it right on the scoreboard actually at the field itself. Yes, so we got some words there from our producer Pete, who does have it on lockdown. So we appreciate Pete and knowing that he's got everything all lined up. We see a view there again of Johnson getting warmed up and seeing the cleanup hitter Douglas getting some practice swings in. Southpaw coming in relief of Tegan Scott, who ends up pitching 1+ innings and ends up with 2 strikeouts, 4 walks.
Well, I don't think that's
hits.
the last we'll see of Scott tonight.
Oh, absolutely not.
No. This is, as we mentioned earlier, a doubleheader. We do have Snow Canyon later tonight, facing off against the Warriors at 7. That one's fouled over the left field wall. Patriots are all standing up down here in the dugout. Some of them in the dugout. Some of them just
actually
1 or 2 steps onto the field.
Basically on the field at this point. I mean, they're getting rowdy, and I like it when a team can get up and get rowdy for their guys, and it just adds some camaraderie, adds some fun to the game, and
yeah, without a doubt. I'm surprised more players from Spanish Fork aren't letting them hear it out there. You know, there's not as much you can say as the defensive team out there, but for sure cheer the pitcher on. Make sure he hears you. He's going to appreciate that a lot more, especially coming on as a reliever here. He's going to be thrown a little dry for a second.
So Johnson coming in relief of Tegan Scott here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still no outs here, and the score is 5-1. Johnson just hoping to find a way to get some outs here, get the Dons out of this inning, and get the bats back up, hopefully, to start cutting into this deficit as he does get the foul ball there by Douglas as it squirts harmlessly down that first base line. Count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice job by Douglas to check swing there.
And we don't have a first base umpire and umpire down the line, so it's really hard to be able to measure whether those check swings come over or not. That one was definitely behind, but there might be some closer calls later in the game that our outfield umpire will just do his best to make the call on that.
Oh, gets a big swing and miss there from Douglas. That's a nice pitch there by Johnson to put away a very dangerous hitter in Isaac Douglas, and now brings up Tatum Brewer with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2 runners still in scoring position here for the Patriots, so still potentially on track to, like I said, really kind of crack this game open here in inning number 2. It really is up to Johnson here to try to squelch the bleeding a little bit. Squelch. Yeah. Sometimes I use words that I don't even understand.
It's like Dr. Seuss. We can make up words in here. There's
exactly.
I think that one's staying in the park.
It's certainly catching some wind. Lamson having to go all the way back basically to the warning track on that one. What feels like on a normal day might have been like a middle of the outfield.
Oh, yeah.
Pop fly basically takes him all the way back to the warning track. So it's going to be a sacrifice fly for Tatum Brewer, and it's going to now make the score 6-2 in favor of the Patriots.
Yeah, like you said, the wind's a big factor on that one. It just keeps getting underneath and behind the balls here. Anything towards the outfield, the wind's going to help give it just a little extra push.
See, there's a moment where you really would have loved to see someone over at first base, but he does make the appeal over to our infield umpire. He says no, so it'll be a 1-0 count here on Palmer.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has just as hard a time telling if that's a check swing or not as we do telling if it's a slider or a fastball.
Really, honestly, yeah, just the vantage point there is not ideal. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A runner on 3rd here for the Patriots. Johnson puts in just a beauty there for strike 2.
He's looked good so far. Obviously, he allowed the one, and then the pop fly there, sacrifice fly. But honestly, he's gotten pretty deep into the counts. Did have the one strikeout in a let's see, that was a 3-2 count, or sorry, 2-3 count. Excuse me.
And gets him to swing at just a nasty pitch in the dirt. Nielsen gets the throw. It goes away from him.
That's a bad blunder there. He could have put away the inning.
Yeah, that one's definitely rough as they get the strikeout of Keegan Palmer, but he does advance over to...
Oh, no. The umpire's making a change here. Now, I'm not sure exactly what... I think he said maybe that the runner came too far out of the lane. I'm not sure... Oh, no, he said he rounded the corner after hitting first. He rounded the corner, and then they came back and tagged the plate. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So that's going to be the end of the inning there off just kind of a weird play. So 6-1 ball game here between the Patriots and the Dons. We'll get you inning number 3 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's inning number 3 of this one between the American Leadership Academy out of Queen Creek, Arizona versus the Spanish Fork Dons as part of the Kona Ice Classic here at Warrior Field at Snow Canyon High School. An absolutely historic field that's seen some really good baseball here over the last couple of years. The Warriors have been runners-up the last 2 years in state to the Crimson Cliffs and ended up winning it in 2021. So it's been a really dominant 3-year stretch here for the Warriors, and we'll get to see them tonight. The Dons will get to play them after this game. So I'm very excited about that one. We've also got a fun ball game here for you as well. It's the Patriots up against the Dons. It'll be inning number 3, and it's the top of the order for the Dons. Once again, it'll be Will Dart, Riley Lamson, and Britt Nielsen due up here in this 3rd inning for Spanish Fork. Dart led things off in this game with a walk, so it ended up scoring on an RBI single by Cal Nielsen, so he is the lone run today for Spanish Fork. The count is 1-1 on their star shortstop. That was kind of a weird indication there by the ump.
Oh, but, did he call that a strike?
It was kind of the weird thing is he put his arm out in the spot where I'm like, is that a strike or not? I can't. He just kind of what he was saying is that it was a little bit up, and so it looked super weird.
I could tell if he gave the point or brought his hand up.
He was like, it's above the numbers. It was like, it's weird. I don't like that, but all right. The count evens up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Dart. He's going to rip this thing out into right field, and it will land out there in the outfield grass for a nice base hit to start things off here in inning number 3. Good opposite field hit there by Will Dart.
Well, so far on the season, he's on base at 100%
on-base
of his
percentage of 1.0. It's the best you can have.
Exactly. 2 innings into the season.
2 innings. Two plate appearances into the season. One for one. So also got a perfect batting average as well, as this thing is high in the sky down that first base line out in the right field. And again, the wind is absolutely wicked. So this has got to be just some absolutely terrible reads out there for these outfielders and these infielders. Nice job out there in right field by Dominic McKnight to make that play.
Yeah, he ripped his hat off. He lost it. It looked like for just a second there, but ripped the hat off, found it again, and made an impressive behind his back catch.
That's certainly not the way you want to make that play, but nice job by McKnight to make the adjustments needed to get it out.
If that's the only way you can make the play, then you might as well.
Absolutely. All right, with a decent lead over there at first base, they do make another snap throw over there to try to keep him close.
Yeah, they're trying to keep him honest. The first one he walked in is an upright to get back to the plane. The second one he slides in, and now he's going to take even more of a lead. So he's just really toying with them.
Oh, yeah, he ain't afraid. I mean, he got a stolen base in the first inning as well. Second, so, I mean, why not get two?
Might as well.
Count 1-0 on Lamson. He's going to, Nielsen, my apologies here, he's also going to send this thing high in the sky. It'll be the second baseman making the play. Nice job by Jake Manos to get out number 2 here in the third.
Now batting, number 11, Cal Nielsen.
It will bring up cleanup hitter Cal Nielsen.
Now, Manos is the only one so far who's had a fielding error, if I'm remembering right, but then he quickly had some redemption as he got the out over there at second. Or, no, was he coming over the top and making the catch and the pop fly right in between first and second? So, yeah, he quickly made redemption for that, and then a great catch there. So, obviously, he's back on the right track.
There's another throw over to Dart. Again, they are really, really worried about him after getting the stolen base and being the only Don that scored so far. Nielsen gets a little piece of this one, and it will land right in front of the first base fence here. It'll be a foul ball. The score is 6-1 here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs for the Dons. 3 runs in the first and 3 runs in the second for the Patriots, and then just the RBI single in the first inning by Nielsen, getting the Dons on the scoreboard. A very impressive start to the season for the American Leadership Academy out of Queen Creek, Arizona. 5-0 coming into this game with a run differential of 75, and again, showing that they are a really impressive ball club. They are in 4A. In Arizona, if I'm remembering correctly.
They were at 4A, and they got bumped back down, so they're a 3A team now.
3A this, okay.
And their football team is a 6A. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Goodness,
I thought you just moved as a whole school, but a lot of check pitches over here to first.
A lot of throws over to first base
so far.
If you were in the majors, that
oh yeah,
it's a fairly new rule that they're starting to limit the number of pickoff moves you can make over to first base. But
it's good that way. It keeps the game from just going on for and them slowing the game down. And I like the rule.
I definitely agree. A lot of the new changes being made to kind of pick up the pace of the game, I think, have been very positive. For the game of baseball, as another throw is made over there to first base, a little bit slow. The count moves to 2-2 on Nielsen. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Nice job there by Crompton to get out of the inning. It'll be his second strikeout of the day and puts up another 0 on the scoreboard. Only 1 run through 3 innings for the Dons. Still a 6-1 ball game here between the Patriots and the Dons. While we've got some time here in between innings, we'd like to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's 2 Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, and Lance Wilson State Farm.
I like what you did there, changing up the order.
I try to do it every now and then just to kind of make it different, make it interesting, and it's just it helps me also just to kind of to spice things up. And so every inning or every time I read it, I try to do it in a slightly different order.
Wait for next inning, and I'll try to take it alphabetically and then reverse alphabetically.
Oh, let's go! Dang, those 2 T's are going to make that really, really interesting.
Yeah, you guys are going to have me over here counting on my fingers. L-M. Okay.
Again, we thank our sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. Thank you for everybody tuning in today on the channel or on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. If you are watching on the page, be sure to click that subscribe button to join our Spanish Fork 17 family. You'll get all the awesome content that we have on there. You'll get alerts as to when we go live with games like this one. So it is definitely worth your while. So click that subscribe button at youtube.com/SpanishFork17.
Now, we knew this was going to be a tough game heading into, obviously, the scoring disparity against the Patriots. The Queen Creek ALA Patriots is pretty massive. So far Spanish Fork has held their own defensively, other than a couple rockets out to the backfield, but there's really just so much you can do when they're slugging like that. Their slugging percentage are just really high right now, so as long as the Patriots are able to keep that up, this score disparity is just going to continue growing.
Again, Ty Johnson is on the mound now here again for Spanish Fork. He came in relief of Tegan Scott in inning number 2. Pitched a pretty quality inning there for Spanish Fork. Did end up allowing a run that ends up getting charged to Tegan Scott, as that one's in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Johnson. Was able to get out of the inning. Now comes in with a clean inning, and hopefully can find some momentum here, and really they could use a 0 on the scoreboard here to keep themselves within striking distance here of the Patriots.
Absolutely. So the way they do this for the folks at home is they just pretty much let the game run up to 2.5 hours, if I'm remembering correctly. They don't let it exceed that amount of time, or bottom of 7 innings, whichever one comes first.
Correct.
It looks like, with the scoring on this one, I don't know how much time has elapsed already, but we're doing pretty good to hopefully make it the full 7. Let's see, we're at 5:40. This game, however, did start a little bit late, so
yeah, they'll judge on the start of an inning and basically say, hey, this is close enough that we're going to make this the last inning,
right,
and then
exactly.
Just whatever happens, and that's the end of the ball game, because technically the last game ended in a tie. It was 14-14, and so that is an option here in these tournament games. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Oh man, that's some beautiful, just high fastball there from Johnson.
Yeah, and that was a hard swing too. He really thought he was going to get a chunk of that.
He really did. Yeah. McKnight took a nice, healthy cut at that one. But comes up empty for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Brings up Trey Baptiste now for the Patriots. He struck out in his first at bat. He will be followed by Aiden Daravan. So this is the bottom of the order here for the American Leadership Academy. That one is going to miss just a tick outside for ball 1. Baptiste catching today for the Patriots. Holds up on that one as that one goes into the dirt. So the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Big swing, big connection out there to center field, but able to run down and make the play out there in center field is Nixon Warren. That's going to be out number 2 of the inning for Spanish Fork.
And they absolutely needed that. He did a good job of running it down, making sure to get underneath it in time, and just saw it right into his mitt. So just excellent fundamental fielding there.
As a hitter, that's one of the worst feelings, is when you know you got a real good piece of one and you feel great about it, but
I mean, he ripped
the outfielder's able to track it down.
You're like,
ah.
Absolutely. If they would have had the wind that they had just last inning, that would have been into the bag fence.
Yeah,
but the wind
that
has,
at least hits the fence. Yeah,
died down a little bit.
So 1 ball and no strikes here on Aiden Daravan. 2 quick outs here in this 3rd inning, as this one is also laced down into center field. That one is going to be a different result, as that one's going to be up and over the fence. A solo shot here by Aiden Daravan. It's going to bring all the boys out of the dugout, as that one was just crushed. Line drive up and over the kind of tall center field fence out there. And this is their number 9 hitter, popping one out to deep center, and moves the score now to 7-1. As you are seeing the might of the Patriots here in this game. Again, we've highlighted it a few times, but again, they came into this in 5 games. They had scored 79 runs before coming into game number 6 here, and already we've got 7 here in this one.
79 and only allowing 4 up until this game scored against them. So
absolutely crazy run differential. I could talk about it all night long, honestly, as that one is going to be up at the eyeballs there for Jake Manos, who's had a productive day at the plate. 2 walks, has been very patient as the leadoff hitter here for the Patriots, and has scored both times as well, so doing his job there at the top of the order, and following a similar formula here as the count is now 2-0. Takes a good swing at that one, though, for strike 1. Their count 2-1 here on Jake Manos. 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Johnson trying to find his way out of this one. Another one that's going to be up above the letters. So nice hitters count here for Manos at 3-1.
Now on the field scoreboard here, they have it as a 2-1 count, but
he's going to just get a little piece of that one. He'll move the count now to full. Now,
we have it right here.
Pete has it right correctly.
Pete, we just can't stop saying good enough stuff about you. He's on top of the game here.
That is going to be the walk, and guess what? Again, he obviously was correct, and so Manos will make his way over to first base, the third base on balls of this game for Jake Manos. So, again, doing his job, but that's another one that for me, at least, as a hitter, I always was like, oh, I just want to swing the bat, want to get an opportunity. But this is smart, fundamental baseball here by their leadoff hitter, just to take what's given to him, and in this case, it's 3 walks in this game.
Yeah, get on base. There's no need to play hero ball, especially, this game's still relatively young. We're in the bottom of the third now, so anything could happen in the fourth, so you don't want to be the one who they say, oh, you struck out here on that full count, and that really could have turned the tide of things, especially for the confidence of a reliever pitcher here.
1-0, another pitch that's going to be up and high to Brasser Compton. Will move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Compton on the day is 1 for 2. He struck out in his first at bat and then roped a single in at bat number 2, so 1 for 2, and ended up scoring on the I believe it was on a sacrifice fly.
It was. Well, who didn't score that inning, right?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. There again, three runs in the first and 3 runs in the second. In the dirt, does squeak past Nielsen, and Manos for a hot second there thought about third base and decided probably not the best thing in the world.
Well, I think he would have gone for it, but he has a very well-trained third base coach who said, hey, hold your horses. There's a bigger picture here.
So he does get himself into scoring position here with 2 outs. Again, 1 run coming across here in this inning on the solo shot by Aiden Daravan. Count 3-1. And that is in there for a strike. That's a big one there for Johnson. That'll be a full count here on Crompton. 1 more pitch to get out of this inning. And he does, in fact, get it as long as the throw is solid over there to first. Nielsen does a nice job of squaring that thing up after the last one ended up sailing. So that is going to be the final out of the inning as Johnson gets his way out of it, allowing just the solo shot by Daravan. Score 7-1. We'll get you the 4th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 4 of this one between the American Leadership Academy and Spanish Fork. Again, the Patriots and Dons coming at you here this lovely afternoon in St. George, Utah, as part of the Kona Ice Classic at Snow Canyon High School. The score is 7-1 in favor of the Patriots. It's been a nice consistent flow of offense for them. 2 home runs in this one, a 2-run shot by Seth Nielsen and a solo shot by Aiden Daravan. As it's been a very impressive showing here so far for the Patriots, who, again, as we've highlighted, have had a solid season coming up into this one, 5-0. This is the first game of the season for Spanish Fork, and they did get an RBI single by Cal Nielsen in inning number 1, and they really could use a spark here on offense, and it's going to be hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the order for Spanish Fork. This thing's going to be popped up into the infield as Crompton calls everyone off and makes the play for out number 1.
That was a great catch. Like you said just a second ago, though, this is Spanish Fork's first game of the season. They're hanging in there. They're doing an okay job. They're traveling quite a ways away from home, so there's obviously some road jitters that are involved with that. So I think as far as the cohesion goes, you can just tell with the way that ALA Queen Creek plays, or I guess the Patriots. I'm just going to start shortening it. As well as the Patriots are playing, you can tell that they've obviously had the cohesion of a couple games under their belt.
The 0-1 a little bit low there to Xavier Amanet for ball one. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Amanet 0 for 1 on the day. He popped up to second base in his first at bat. Cal Marziel due up next here for Spanish Fork. That is ripped out into center field. That's going to be a base hit here for Amanet. It is going to squeak out towards the fence. They're going to try to get him over to second base. It is going to be a 2-jacks double for Xavier Amanet. That's a big one there for Spanish Fork. Anything they can do to get this offense sparked up is a beautiful thing, and that was just a nice rope out there to center field by their third baseman.
Yeah, not bad fielding there. Maybe if they would have let the throw go over the shortstop's head into second base, they might have been able to make the tag, but as it is, a great hit and a runner on second base.
Runner in scoring position here in the top of the 4th inning for Spanish Fork. Hoping to get themselves back on the scoreboard for the first time in a couple of innings, as that one is roped out, and the play is made out there in center field. Again, a bit of a disappointment there for Marziel. Again, that was a nice line drive there, but good play out in center field by Brewer.
Yeah, similar hit, different result. And that one obviously had a little bit more air underneath it, which allowed the center fielder to get over there in time. But, not a terrible hit, not just 15 feet to the left, and that would have been exactly what he's looking for.
Exactly, yeah, you just got to trust the process, even if sometimes the results don't always there. When you hit one on the screws like that, you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, and it brings up Garrett Field, who's looking at a 1-0 count after that first pitch by Crompton. He quickly steps off the mound to ensure that Amanet doesn't get too big of a lead. But again, shortstop and second base, but we're kind of just not really that close. But that was going to be in the dirt. So count now 2-0 on Field.
Yeah, the infield backed up just a little bit. They're playing field positions on this one, good midfield positions.
Solid outing so far for the Southpaw for the Patriots. Nice game so far here for Brasser Crompton through 3 2/3. Gets a nice swing and miss there from Garrett Field as the count will now move to 2-1. So 3 2/3, just allowing the 1 RBI single in that first inning. Otherwise, has put up goose eggs so far on the scoreboard.
He's pretty slick with that changeup, getting the early swing there.
Yeah, the changeup has definitely been working for him, being able to mix that in with a pretty solid fastball. This thing is popped up right by the dugout, right up by the second pop-up that's had to be corralled in this inning for the pitcher there. Nice job there by Crompton to snag that one. That is going to be out number 3, and they will leave Amanet there stranded at second base. The score will stay 7-1. 6-run lead here for the Patriots over the Dons as we move on over to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. Coach, go ahead and run those out for us.
Okay, here we go alphabetically. LM. Okay, no, we're going to go ahead and thank Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and 2 Jacks Pizza.
Nice.
Did I about get that right?
You did. Again, the T's is the tricky part, but it's again you've got the TR, the TW. So
exactly.
You got it all lined up.
All the hours I spent in the library and that awkward phase I had in 3rd grade finally paying off.
Perfect.
Right?
Yes. Thank you, library. Thank you, Dewey Decimal System, for making that particular read possible, as well as our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. We want to remind you again that we've got another ball game coming at you here tonight, and that will be up against the Snow Canyon Warriors I know that our graphic says Saturday, but it is in fact tonight, Friday at 7 p.m. But I'm very excited for that particular ball game. Snow Canyon has been an absolute powerhouse over the last several years, and I'm very excited to see that squad. They're returning a whole bunch of talent, and again, it's just fun to be part of these tournaments down here in St. George and be able to be a part of just a tournament with lots of great teams. So we've seen one here in the Patriots. We'll see one another tonight here against the Warriors, and then we'll be heading over tomorrow over to Dixie to go do a tournament for Maple Mountain. We're very excited to see the Flyers, and we'll also be seeing Bear River as well. An old rivalry, as you will. So we're excited about all the games that we're going to be doing here this weekend. So make sure that you don't step too far away from the dial here on Spanish Fork 17. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Haven't seen one of those yet today, but it's going to be that is Nielsen who ends up getting plunked. He had came into that at bat 2 for 2, 4 RBIs on the night, a 2-run home run and a 2-run double, and he will take the harm and make his way over to first base. So heart of the order due up here in this 4th inning. Nielsen getting hit. They'll now be 4, 5, and 6. Isaac Douglas, Tayden Brewer, and then Keegan Palmer due up here for the Patriots. Douglas 0 for 1 on the day, took a walk in inning number 1 and struck out in the 2nd inning. He takes a big cut at that one. The ball does get away from the infield, and they do have him advance over to third. And it does take a nice, good bounce for Spanish Fork to come back in. But a nice job there by Douglas. By Nielsen, he actually kind of looked back at his coach, was like, am I going? I'm not sure. And then able to make his way over to third.
Yeah, I mean, if he would have just gone immediately, then he would have made it easy. But as it is, he just barely slides in time as the ball kind of goes over the head of third baseman there. So being this tall as a hitter is definitely has its pros and cons, because you can hit some of those towering home runs, but at the same time it makes the strike zone just a little bit bigger, and then you do take some at the shins that you think, man, I can get to this, and then it's going to be swing and a miss just because you don't have the length to get down there.
The pitch here to Douglas, and it gets in there for strike 3. Just paints that corner. Nice job there by Johnson to send Douglas back to the dugout. That'll be the 3rd strikeout of the day for... Oh, my apologies. Fourth strikeout of the day here for Johnson. He's really been pumping in the strikes, and has been, like, when he gets in that rhythm, he's really putting some hitters away.
Yeah, he's hard to stop.
A little bit high on that pitch to Tayden Brewer, so the count 1-0.
I'll tell you what, under their under the first pitcher, who was the first pitcher, Tegan Scott, then they scored 6 runs, and then under our second pitcher here, our relief pitcher, they've only scored 1. So it's obviously been a big difference having him in the game, just throwing the way he's been thrown.
So actually sold him a little bit short. He's got 5 strikeouts.
It just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Yeah. The 1-1 upcoming. This thing is going to be popped out into kind of shallow center field, and it'll land in no man's land for a base hit, and it is going to score the runner from third, as Nielsen will rumble in on the bloop single there by Tayden Brewer.
Now batting, number 32.
And it will move the score now over to 8-1 in favor of the Patriots, just kind of continuing to increase this big lead that they have here in inning number 4.
Well, that's a tough one. Just a dead zone over there. The outfielders are playing so far back next to the fence, because that's been their experience up to this point. Is these kids are sluggers. They're going to hit it, try to hit it out of the park, go for the fences. So, with that one there just being an awkward area, the second baseman wasn't able to get back to it, and the center fielder wasn't able to get up to it. So.
Yeah, that's one. As a pitcher, you're frustrated, and as a hitter, you're just like,
I'll take it.
Well, yeah, awesome. A solid throw there by Nielsen, but just a little bit behind. hearing from the dugout there, they're saying that Brewer's got wheels as he wheels his way over to second base for a nice stolen base.
I mean, he's got wheels. He's been hitting great today. He's really just been the full package.
Yeah, had a beautiful sac fly in the second inning that went out to the warning track, so it's been a nice day. I was also out in center field. Has made some nice plays out in center as well, so yeah. Nice day so far for Tayden Brewer. And count now 3-0 here on Keegan Palmer. Got one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Score 8-1. Going to be low and outside, so Palmer will make his way over to first base. That is the second walk issued by Johnson. He did walk Manos in the last inning. It's kind of been his MO, 3 walks on the day. So Palmer at first, Brewer at second. So runners on first and second. Dominic McKnight digging in now for the Patriots. 0 for 1 on the day with a sac fly and a strikeout. Tries to lay down the bunt and able to get a little piece, but goes foul. Runners will retreat back to their bases. McKnight getting new signals here from his coach. Count now 0-1. And that one is going to miss there for Johnson, so evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Trey Baptiste due up next for ALA. 0 for 2 on the day. And now getting to the kind of the bottom part of the order here of the Patriots. Does a little dance to make sure that he doesn't get hit by that pitch. So the count now moves to 2 balls and 1 strike.
I don't know. Do you take that one? Advance the runners?
It depends. It depends on how I'm feeling. I'm like,
taking a hit on the foot is nothing compared to taking it into the back or the shoulder
or the face. I've unfortunately felt that one before. This thing is sent out into center field. High in the sky, backing up is the center fielder. Nice play made out there, and that is Nixon Warren for Spanish Fork making the play all the way at the warning track. It does not advance the runners, and so it'll be a nice out there for Spanish Fork. It'll be 2 outs now in the bottom of the fourth.
Trey Baptiste.
But yeah, the foot is one of the places I'm like, yeah, it'll sting.
Oh, absolutely.
But you'll have a
blue
you're better
foot that
able
night
to walk that one off as opposed to get hit in the back or there's certainly worse options.
I mean, that one got just about 15 feet away from paying off for him if he would have just snagged the back fence out there, but unfortunately does not.
So Trey Baptiste up now for the Patriots. Count 1-0, 2 outs. Johnson hoping to only have to face this last batter to get himself out of the inning. Again, has done a nice job coming in relief of Tegan Scott in that second inning. Only allowed the 1 run to come across in the third, and only 1 run so far here in the fourth. Count is 2-0 on Baptiste. Baptiste is going to put a nice charge into that one out into center field. Nixon gets a nice read on it, makes the play, and that will be the end of the inning. Another run comes across here for the Patriots. The score now 8-1. We'll get you the 5th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's inning number 5 of this one between the American Leadership Academy and Spanish Fork. This particular version of the American Leadership Academy coming out of Queen Creek, Arizona. The Patriots up against the Dons, and it's been all Patriots so far pretty much in this game. The score is 8-1, 3 apiece in inning number 1 and inning number 2. Another run each in the 3rd and the 4th. For the Patriots, and then for the Dons, they did get an RBI single by Cal Nielsen in inning number 1, but otherwise they have been shut down by the ace southpaw Brasser Crompton for the Patriots. 4 very strong innings from him so far in this one. He is back on the mound warming up here for the Patriots. For the Dons, they're going to start things off here with the top. Actually, my apologies. That's going to be Nixon Warren. So it'll be 9, 1, and 2 in the order here for Spanish Fork. So Nixon Warren, Will Dart, and Riley Lamson due up in this inning for the Dons. And they really could use something. They got a double out of Xavier Amenet in the last inning, but they left him stranded at second base. It's just there's not been a lot of base runners here for Spanish Fork. Again, it's just been an impressive performance from Crompton so far for the Patriots. The 1-0 is swung out and drived out into left field. That's a nice swing from Nixon Warren, and he will pull up there at first base with the leadoff single here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, great hit, even better fielding. I mean, any lesson fielder could have definitely let that go back to the fence and turned that into a double. It's just pretty much right down the line. So
Number 6.
Good job hustling over there and making the stop and turning a bad matter from getting worse.
Yeah, Isaac Douglas does a nice job there to limit the damage, as that one could have very easily turned into a double, but Range is over there to make the play. There will be a little conference at the mound here. Again, we're now kind of getting into, this is inning number 5, so a little bit deeper into the game. So it just feels like this is kind of just a check-in here for Crompton to make sure that he's, feeling confident, feeling good. We do have a Don warming up over in the bullpen. So I wouldn't be shocked to see a potential pitching change in the next inning or so for Spanish Fork as well.
It's hard to make out who that is, but my best guess is Brent Nelson. That's the reliever that I talked with the coach before the game about. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they stick it out with Matai. He's just done a really good job filling for Teagan, and I think just allowing the 2 runs on the day compared to the, you can't always compare pitchers directly across just based off the runs, but just what he's allowed to, all the hits that he's allowed, he's definitely been able to minimize that.
Yeah, Johnson's had 3 very solid innings, honestly, for Spanish Fork in relief of Teagan Scott, and so they've got to be encouraged by his performance, and again, only allowing 1 run in the 3rd and 1 run in the 4th to a very, very potent Patriot offense. You got to be pretty happy with those results from your reliever, as the count is 0-1 here on Will Dart. Throw over to first base to keep Warren close. Dart on the day is 1 for 1. Took a walk in inning number 1. Ended up scoring on the RBI single, and then hit a rope out into right field. And he's going to hit another rope out in the left field, so it's going to be a 2 for 2 day now for Will Dart, as maybe it feels like the offense could be coming alive here for Spanish Fork in inning number 5.
Yeah, you say that, but they're not acting like it over in the dugout. It's quiet as a cemetery over there.
Yeah, I would love to see a little bit more oomph, a little more gumption out there for Spanish Fork. But it'll be Riley Lamson now digging in for the Dons. 0 for 2 on the day, hit a rope out to center that was caught and then popped it up out into right field in his last at bat. Up with runners on first and second, hoping to get Spanish Fork back on the scoreboard for the first time since inning number 1. Watches that first pitch for a ball, so the count 1-0 on the Don's left fielder. This one will hit the dirt and dribble around a little bit. Nice job by Baptiste to collect that one and get it over to his pitcher. The count now 2-0. Warren on second and Dart on first. Crompton looking in and facing Lamson in inning number 5 of this one. Lamson will call for time. Step away for a bit and compose himself. 8-1 ball game. Patriots over the Dons.
That's where the mental games come into the picture, calling for time, just to get the pitcher out of their rhythm just a little bit. and it obviously doesn't pay off as that one's right down the line.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Crompton. So count now 2-1 on Lamson. Big moment here for the Dons. This is the first time in a while that they've had multiple runners on base. Really hoping to cut into this 7-run lead here in inning number 5. Lamson will watch that one go beyond him. Nice, favorable bounce there for the Patriots, and a good throw by Baptiste. But
yeah, they couldn't have had much more go their way, but he's just too quick on the line there. Yeah, good recognition from both runners to see that get by the catcher and just make a beeline.
So on the pass ball there from Crompton will advance the runner. So Warren now at third and Dart at second. So now 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the 5th. Big scoring opportunity for the Dons. And they've got a good portion of the order coming up here with batters 2, 3, and 4 in their order. Lamson, Nielsen, and Nielsen. Feels like a law attorney firm.
It's a big moment here, full count. Two runners scoring position. 0 outs in the inning.
Payoff pitch is going to be swung and driven out in left field. And it's going to one-hop the fence out there. Extra bases for Lamson. Easily scores 2, and he will pull up for a 2-run, 2-jacks double. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered here for Spanish Fork. They get themselves back on the scoreboard in an excellent swing and beautiful placement there by Riley Lamson.
As you can hear the dugout starting to come alive just a little bit. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, like you said.
So first runs of the day since that first inning for Spanish Fork, and looks like this is probably the end of the night here for Brasser. Crompton ends up pitching 4+ innings here for the Patriots, but that 2-run double there by Lamson will chase him, and it will bring in a new pitcher here for the Patriots.
Well, allowing 3 runs in 5 innings, not terrible, but compared to what they've been doing this year so far, where they've only allowed, up to where this game started, they had 4 runs on the season. They've almost scored just as much in this game, or had scored against them in this game, as they had the entire season, so they definitely are going to make a change up here. And bringing in number 40.
It'll be number 40. Going to be a hot second here to make sure that we've got the right name for this guy.
I'll tell you what, he throws a heater. Just seen him warm up here. That could also be he's a fresh arm coming in from the bullpen. So
certainly. So this is Tate Nielsen for the Patriots, one of their seniors. Looks like he plays a little bit around the diamonds. He mostly playing on the corners, plays first and third, and then comes in to pitch for them. And so he will come in relief of Crompton. Again, a fantastic outing for him, just allowing the 3 runs. I've got 4 hits and 1 walk charged to him. Not necessarily big strikeout numbers, only 2 strikeouts on the day for Crompton, but really did a good job of commanding the strike zone and really kept things off balance, especially as you noted with his changeup.
Exactly.
So just, again, a good solid 4 innings is a pretty solid quality start here for a high schooler. So nice job here today for Crompton.
We'll see how Tate does here. Everyone loves a good utility man.
No, absolutely, yes. And also, again, this is a big moment for the Dons as well. Again, you've got the starting pitcher out of the ball game. You're now getting the bullpen, so you're hoping maybe that now that you're in the pen, maybe you don't want to say lesser quality arms, but at least maybe a different look, a different approach, and maybe this is something that really does end up sparking this Don offense. It'll be strike 1 though to start things off here for Britt Nielsen. Nielsen 0 for 2 on the day. A couple pop-ups, 1 to the shortstop and 1 to the second baseman. We'll watch another pitch in there for strike 2. Tate Nielsen with 2 quick strikes here. You gotta love that if you're the Patriots coaching staff.
Absolutely. Usually you bring in a reliever and they have the jitters. They come out of the bullpen, throw a couple balls, maybe get one or two people on base and walking them, and he's just coming in throwing all heat.
So 1-2 count on Britt Nielsen facing Tate Nielsen with Cal Nielsen on deck.
Is this the Nielsen family reunion?
It is,
here?
I guess. Oh, bit of a tricky bounce there at second base. That's going to benefit the Dons as a run will score. So I believe they'll mark that one as an RBI single for RBI single there for Britt Nielsen. It will score Lamson as the scoring continues here in inning number 5. 3 runs across now in the 5th inning. The score is now 4-8. So now just a four-run lead here for the Patriots.
And with how the format is set up here, I wouldn't be surprised if they let them go all 7 at this point. You know, the game's within striking distance.
That one is fouled away by Cal Nielsen, so the count will be 0-1 on him. Nielsen with the lone RBI hit before this inning, an RBI single in the first inning that scored Will Dart. A little pickoff throw over to first base. And what felt like it was almost trending towards real, true blowout territory, now starting to look like a little bit of a ball game here. Spanish Fork able to get these 3 runs across as Nielsen fouls another one away. The count will move to 0-2. That 2-run double by Riley Lamson really just feels like it just energized this team a little bit. You saw the dugout kind of starting to come alive a little bit. And
yeah, they are. Where you had everyone just kind of sitting on the back bench, and now they've actually done an excellent job of subduing the Patriots dugout here.
Count now 1-2 as that one goes into the dirt. And cold weather starting to creep in here in St. George's. This thing is rocketed high out in the sky, out into right field. Nice beat on that one, and the play is made for out number 1 in the top of the 5th. Nielsen will fly out to right field for out number 1. Brings up Tegan Scott, who is 0 for 2 on the day. He reached on base on an error in his first at bat and then popped it up to the pitcher in his second. A little bit of a lead over there by Nielsen. Almost felt like he was going to go on that one, but makes his way back. Count is 1-0 on Scott. Scott out of the game as the pitcher, but they do leave him in as the designated hitter for the rest of the ball game here, as he fouls one away to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 3 runs across here in this top of the 5th for Spanish Fork, making this into a ball game 8-4. Hoping to be able to do even a little bit more damage here, as there is only 1 out. Scott fouls another one away, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Xavier Amanet due up next here for Spanish Fork. He ripped a double in his last at bat, so would love to see him have a repeat performance of that, as this one is in the dirt, and Baptiste is able to do a pretty good job of making sure that one doesn't get too far away, but even better recognition there by Nielsen as he'll make his way over to second and get himself into scoring position.
Well, now if Xavier hits that double again, then they're going to get a run off that, so very different look now.
Nielsen now at second, and the count 2-2 on Scott. And he watches one. That's a beautiful pitch there from Nielsen for strike 3. Scott did not agree with the call, but I, at least from my vantage point, felt like that was a good call there by the umpire.
I don't think that could have been more cut and dry, if you're asking me.
Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful pitch. So 2 outs now in the top of the 5th inning, and it brings up Xavier Amanet again. Laced a double in his last at bat, and got Britt Nielsen over there at second base in scoring position. So hopefully a hit will be able to bring in yet another run here and cut even further into this Patriot lead. The 1-0 pitch from Nielsen is going to be high again. This count will now move to 2 balls and no strikes. Amina in position to make this an even bigger inning here for Spanish Fork with Nielsen as second base. 3 runs already across here for Spanish Fork. Nielsen doing a little dance over there at second base as that one is fouled away. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hey, somebody on that ball.
I mean, I know what the dance is for. It's all the show business. They throw it over here. Hey, I'm going to go for it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The idea is to do anything you can to distract that pitcher, at least be able to put a little image of you in his mind while he's, trying to lock in and get his pitch going. So, I mean, I understand it. And it's a fun time, too. You're just kind of doing what you can to play some head games. I like it. It's another one that's fouled away, so the count stays here at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Looks like we're having a ball crisis here. After that foul out there, the Patriots can't seem to find any balls in their dugout. Oh boy, now we're in trouble.
Another one that's fouled away as, man, they are really, just running out the supplies. There's been quite a few that have been fouled away, and I'm wondering if they've been getting some of these balls back. But they do locate one and get it up and over. So we're cooking with oil here, as you will. Actually, now they've got a couple of balls lined up here, so I think we'll potentially be safe here for at least the next little bit, unless Amina continues to pop even more. Out beyond the backstop there. The 2-2 pitch. Is able to check his swing, and it just barely misses, much to the chagrin of basically the entire Patriot dugout was ready for that one to be strike 3. But instead moves the count to full here on Aminette, keeping this inning alive here for Spanish Fork. Again, 3 runs already across. Would love to get a 4th one here on a base hit. The payoff pitch is an absolute beauty. Tate Nielsen hangs up yet another strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts to end this 5th inning here, top of the 5th inning for the Patriots. Scott and Aminette going down on strikes. They strand yet another runner at second base, but 3 runs come across in the inning for Spanish Fork, so a nice inning for the Dons. The score is now 8-4. As we move on over to the bottom half of the 5th inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That is MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. As the sun is starting to come down here in St. George, starting to feel the wind a little bit more as well. So kind of sitting here rubbing the hands, hoping to keep warm here. But what's been warm is finally we're starting to see the Spanish Fork offense warming up, and hopefully that can extend here into the next few innings. And speaking of warming up, as I said, there's a Don warming up in the bullpen here, but a very strong relief appearance here so far from Matai Johnson, though. 3 innings of quality ball here on the mound for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that without a doubt we can say that he's been a strong reliever, and I just think that especially with the way this game works, I believe, I don't know the exact stat on it, but it's something close to if you score in an inning, you're almost twice as likely to score another run in that same inning. So with Spanish Fork finally starting to heat up a little bit, we'll see how the Patriots respond. I'll tell you one thing, though, they were very, very eager for that last inning to end.
Yeah, ready to get to a place where it's a little bit warmer just for a little bit, and then head on back here for the nightcap here, which again will be playing the Snow Canyon Warriors, the host team here of the Kona Ice Classic. We're very excited about that ball game. So that one is going to be low for ball 1. It will be Aiden Daravan, Jake Manos, and Brasser Crompton due up here in this inning for the Patriots. That's a nice healthy cut there by Daravan for strike 1. Daravan reached on an error in his first at bat and then sent a solo shot up and over the center field fence in his second at bat. So 1 for 2 on the day, and he has scored both times, obviously scoring on the home run, but he also did score when he reached on the error as well. So a pretty solid day at the plate here for the Patriots' third baseman, and you'll obviously also take that kind of production from your number 9 hitter as well. The count 1 and 2. He's able to get a little piece of that one to stay alive here. A little quick conference here between Nielsen and his pitcher. Just talking things over strategy-wise here, maybe what they want to do here with the next couple of pitches.
And it's interesting to have a mound meeting that early in the inning with a 1-2 count.
Yeah, I think Nielsen just kind of saw an opportunity and went ahead and went for it, and that's it looks like it paid off. As that was a beautiful pitch there from Johnson. That is his 6th strikeout of the day. Again, really just has looked so impressive here, and has only allowed the 2 runs and really has shut down a very, very potent Patriot offense, and doing so in dominant fashion. Enough so that I'm kind of wondering and kind of thinking that we're probably going to see Johnson quite a bit here this season. If he's going to show some stuff like this early on in the season, I would not be shocked to see him getting maybe more opportunity on the mound than maybe would have been thought previously.
Right, absolutely. It's hard to judge a book by its cover, and what I mean by that is hard to judge a season by one game.
Sure,
but just the showing he's given here has been very impressive against a extremely difficult Patriots team full of offensive sluggers.
Manos will pull the bat away there on that bunt opportunity. He'll move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Manos has walked 3 times in this game, so he has not registered an official at-bat in this one. Has had 3 plate appearances with 3 walks, and has scored twice so far in this game, so he's done a nice job. I say that, and it goes right underneath the glove of Avenez for his first hit of the game, so he's now officially 1 for 1. You know, sometimes it's the broadcaster jinx for other things. You know, you always hear about it at the free throw line and things like that, but I guess for me it's this, as we get a nice view of right field. So whoever this car this is, your lights are on, by the way, so if you could be sure to go ahead and turn those off so you don't kill your car battery, that would be great for everybody involved.
It's intentional. This is turning into the Astros scandal. You know they're going to do it with the flash and the lights back there in the outfield.
It's a fastball. It's a curveball. Yeah. We found you out, whoever you are. So 1-0 count here on Brat's. Actually, it looks like this is a new batter here. So they did bring in. So Brasser Crompton was batting in this spot, and it actually is just their other pitcher here. That's Tate Nielsen now batting here for the Patriots.
Well, Tate Nielsen did a real good job of retiring that inning with that curveball thrown there for the strikeout. We'll see how he does at the plate, though. He looks like a slugger. Once again, I keep saying it's hard to judge a book by its cover, but just real big, strong arms, and gets a huge piece of that one.
Yeah, he pops this thing up, and it's going to kind of land in an awkward spot for the Dons to be able to get to it, so he'll stride his way back on over to the batter's box, and the count will now be 1-1.
The catch could have been made. I thought it was going to hit the roof of that tin building right there, though.
It was close. I certainly thought it was close, hitting, and I was bracing myself. I'm like, that's going to be loud. In view of Johnson here, again, a very solid outing for the southpaw out of the bullpen for Spanish Fork. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And one thing I will say about Johnson, I haven't figured out yet what his pitch is they're able to get an easy tag out there. I haven't, because every pitcher has their pitch, like you're talking about earlier, their go-to pitch when it's a full count, and they just have that one that's Old Faithful, and so far he hasn't shown me anything that I'm like, that's his pitch. Well, obviously he still has a ways to go here, and we'll definitely be seeing more of him later on in the season. Yeah,
thus far I like his fastball. Obviously, every pitcher if you're going to be successful has got to have a good fastball. But he's thrown a few curveballs that I've really liked. He had one that just I'm trying to remember who he threw it on, but again was just kind of beautifully right on the low outside part of the plate. If you can use that weapon against righties, being able to throw in that backdoor curveball, that's a big weapon pitch.
Yeah, without a doubt, it absolutely can be getting that bottom left corner, or from the batter's perspective, that bottom right corner if they're right-handed, away from the batter is just, it's difficult to do when you can tag that corner, but it has huge dividends, huge payoffs.
Nielsen will watch that one, just missed by a bit. The count will even up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Big day at the plate for Seth Nielsen. A 2-run home run in the first, a 2-run double in the second, and then got hit by a pitch in the fourth and has scored all 3 times he has he has been up, and so very productive day for Seth Nielsen. He watches one go into the dirt, so the count will move to 2 balls and 1 strike. Manos over there at second base got thrown out. Just a real nice, easy play over there for Spanish Fork for out number 2. They do have Nielsen over there at first base. They do have a pinch runner that came in for him. That's number 14, as they want to preserve their pitcher, not necessarily have to have him run. This count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nielsen.
That's a great fastball.
And it just barely misses there, and a good read there, of course, by the runner at first. He will get the stolen base, get himself in scoring position here. Again, the count is full here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs, 8-4 ball game. Spanish Fork finding their way back into this ball game after a 3-run inning. That one gets past Nielsen. Does a good job of tracking it down to ensure that the runner didn't find his way home, but there'll now be runners on the corners after the second walk issued in the inning. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. And it will bring up Isaac Douglas, who is 0 for 2 on the day. He's struck out in his last 2 at-bats. He did take a walk in the last one, and that is a wild throw that's going to cost Spanish Fork as the run is going to score. Nielsen will run him down and eventually will make the play. And so there will be an out there, but not before the run came across. And so the score will be 9-4. 1 run coming across here for the Patriots, and we will get you inning number 6 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 6 of this one between the Spanish Fork Dons and the American Leadership Academy out in Queen Creek, Arizona, the Patriots. And it's been a fun ball game here as the runs came early and fast for the Patriots. 3 runs in the first and 3 runs in the second, then a nice steady flow of offense otherwise. 1 run in each inning so far in this game. For the Dons, started things off with a run, really silent innings 2 through 4, but then able to get 3 runs across in inning number 5 and hoping for a little bit more of offense here, be able to keep themselves in this ball game. Again, only down by 5 against a Patriot team that has been so impressive so far this season in their previous 5 games. So just to give you a little sampler, I mean, the Dons have scored 4 runs in this game. That matches the amount of runs that were scored in the previous 5 games that were played for the Patriots. And so the Dons doing a nice job here, and hopefully they can tag on a few more runs and really make this game competitive going into these last couple of innings.
Right. There's something also to be said that the Patriots have been playing together now for 5 games, right? They have the cohesion, they have just the mentality to play more as a team, and Spanish Fork, this is their first game of the season, so they're obviously playing with a little bit of jitters. They're away from home, and they've really just done an excellent job kind of hanging in this one. This game did get going a little bit late, so I think they're going to let this one go the full 7. At least that's what we're hoping there, because the game is within striking distance.
It'll be the bottom of the order here for the Dons. Cal Marziale, Garrett Field, and Nixon Warren due up here in inning number 6 for Spanish Fork. The count 1-2 on Marziale. He'll take a swing at a nasty pitch there from Nielsen for strike 3. That's 3 straight batters that Nielsen has struck out.
Yeah, really great job on that curveball.
Yeah, the bomb definitely dropped right out of that thing, and Marziale swings right over the top of it. Brings up Garrett Field 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the second and popped up to the pitcher in the fourth inning. Nielsen coming in relief of Brasser Crompton in the last inning has just absolutely been mowing down hitters again. He's already got 3 strikeouts here in his inning and a third of work so far. So really has done a nice job here in relief for the Patriots. Big swing and miss there by Field. Moves the count to 0-2. That one is going to just barely miss. The count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Field. Swings at that one, and it will take a nice bounce for Spanish Fork, as it will go down as a strikeout. So strikeout number 4 of the day for Nielsen, but unfortunately for him, Field able to capitalize on the bad bounce there and get himself over to first.
Number 15.
Unlucky break for him, lucky break for Spanish Fork.
Absolutely.
Take it where they can get it.
Oh, wow, what a pickoff move, and that was inches.
He just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
He really wasn't. He was just still wrapping his sign glove back on and just barely got back to the play in the nick of time.
My goodness, yeah. Nice heads-up play there by Nielsen to make that pickoff move, and just about got him. This thing laced right in between first and second base, and take a little bit of a turn there over at second, but Field will hold up there at second. Looked like he have not hesitated there was a little bit of a bobble there in right field.
He could have ran it if it wasn't for the slight error over there in right field. Then, yeah, he definitely could have made it over to the third, but you just never know how they're going to field then, and he just took a bad bounce off I couldn't tell if it was off his foot, but anyways, after all said and done, runner at first, runner at second.
Nothing doing there, so a single there for Nixon Warren, who's 2 for 3 on the day. He had singled in the last inning as well, ended up scoring as part of that 3-run 5th inning for Spanish Fork, and so does a nice job to get himself another base hit. So runners on first and second, just 1 out here in the top of the 6th, and top of the order back up for Spanish Fork. Will Dart, who's had an awesome game so far, is 2 for 2 on the day. Watches one low for ball 1. Took a walk in inning number 1, and then singles in innings 3 and 5. Has scored 2 of the 4 Spanish Fork runs. The 1-0 from Nielsen is going to be high. It's a nice job here by Dart to keep a nice patient approach here. The count 2-0. Riley Lamson and Britt Nielsen will be due up next here for Spanish Fork. Launches another one low, and just the catcher just about popped the ump in the face.
I think he got him. I think he. They're having a little chat now, but yeah, I think he brought that ball back, getting ready to pop it over to second base, and tried to tag him out, and just smacked the ump right in the face.
Yeah, that. Honestly, that feels more unpleasant for the catcher, I think. As Dart gets underneath this one, sends it out into center field. And the play is going to be made out there, and I think they're going to count that as the transfer. We're waiting for an official call here. The batter is this is going to be a confusing one, because to me it looked like a catch, and then on the transfer, Dart is out. But then on the field here, it looks like what's happening is that they're getting. I believe that's Warren, who had to retreat back to first base, but then needed to be able to advance over to second. So they got the out at second base, and it looks like that's what they're rolling with here. Is it's going to be Dart is on. So it is going to end up being an error on the catch there out in center field.
Yeah,
but then the out will be as second base.
I'm pretty positive he made the catch, and it was on the transfer. It popped out of his glove, just trying to get it over into his hand.
So Dart at first base and Field over at third base. A weird, wacky second out of the inning.
Now I'm confused. What happened there? As I get Dart in a pickle here.
Oh, nice job by Dart, and an excellent recognition as well by Field, who flies his way into home, and that is one of the most unconventional ways you will see a run scored.
Yeah,
but
a lot of interesting
there's a lot of happiness in the Spanish Fork dugout right now, as that was just what a sequence we just witnessed here on Spanish Fork 17. My goodness, I still don't even quite know how I'm scoring all of this, but I'm making it an E8 for Dart over there at first base, and then is able to squeeze his way out of a pickle and ends up scoring a run. Just wackiness.
Yeah, just a heads-up play by Dart, making the delay at the right time, and then the beeline for home. And just all around for Spanish Fork, a really good heads-up play in there.
Lamson will watch a pitch. Oh, nice job by Dart to keep a little bit of a cleat on first base.
He was in the splits there. My retired baseball. Actually, he's pretty dang good at baseball.
He's pretty amazing at baseball.
He always has the backup in ballet or I guess men's gymnastics with those splits there.
I guess so. So Lamson up with 2 outs here for Spanish Fork. The score 9-5. He's going to chop this one over to third. The throw will be made, and that will end the top of the 6th inning. A bit of a wacky one there for Spanish Fork, and wow, there's some heat being said over at the home plate umpire. I'm a little curious as to what Spanish Fork's qualms are.
If anything, they should be happy
coaches are pretty heated with something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but Spanish Fork gets out. The Patriots able to get out of the inning. 1 run coming across. The score is 9-5, a 4-run lead for the Patriots over the Dons. While we're in between innings here, we'd like to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. Coach, go ahead and take this one.
We'd like to thank Lance Wilson State Farm, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, 2 Jacks Pizza, and MVP Sports. I'll tell you what, I could go for some 2 Jacks Pizza right now.
Oh.
I need some calories in me. The temperature drops so quick. And,
yeah, it's like I just need some warmth. I just need some warmth, which we'll get some warmth here after this ball game. We'll have some time in between, and then we are going to get you the nightcap here for this particular night here is going to be the Dons up against the Snow Canyon Warriors. Again, ignore that the graphic says Saturday. This is actually tonight's ball game, so it is tonight at 7 p.m. Make sure to not be too far away from the dial. Go ahead and after this game's over, it'll be about a 15 to 20 minute break. Go ahead and grab some 2 Jacks Pizza or popcorn or whatever it be, and then get yourselves back on over here to watch another game, the Dons versus the Warriors, later tonight here on Spanish Fork 17.
Yeah, for all those people back home in Spanish Fork, 2 Jacks Pizza is just on the corner of Main and Center, right next to an auto body shop. So hop in there. They're one of the few pizza joints still around, that give you kind of that family feel where you can sit down, get a drink, get a pizza, and just enjoy some time in there. They got a good environment in there, so make sure you hop on down there, grab some pizza, and be back with us at 7, or I guess close to 7 whenever this wraps up for nightcap.
Yep. It's again, we've got a full weekend of baseball coming at you. So today we're at Snow Canyon here at Warrior Field, and man, the lights are still bright over there out in the parking lot.
If anything,
so again, whoever you are, I just want to let you know that your car is on. I don't want you to be completely dead when you leave out of the ballpark here tonight. But is what
now
it is.
They're pulling away. Here we go.
There we go. Okay, they figured their life out, and I'm very happy for them. Johnson on the mound once again for Spanish Fork. That one very much upstairs. The count moves to 2.
A good snag by the catcher. Who is that back behind the plate?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's still Nielsen back there.
Yeah, great reach and great heads-up play to be able to get up to that ball.
The 2-0 count on cleanup hitter Isaac Douglas, and that's going to hit him right in the arm. It's not my favorite place to get hit by a pitch. It kind of looked like it was kind of near the elbow area, but does a nice job to get himself on base to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. It is 4-5-6 in the order here for the Patriots. Isaac Douglas, Tayden Brewer, and Keegan Palmer that are due up here in inning number 6 for the American Leadership Academy. Again, they are coming out of Queen Creek, Arizona, and are on a 5-game win streak to start their season off here, coming off of a 24-0 win in their last game. They started things off with a 22-0 victory, so it's just been a very dominant start of season here for the Patriots, and so a little bit of a change of pace with a slightly more competitive game here against Spanish Fork. Another ball that kind of gets away there from Johnson, so it'll be a 1-0 count on Brewer.
Just needs to bring those pitches down a bit. I got to talk to some of the Patriots coaches before the game, and one thing they did mention is just the fact that they're able to play year-round. They play with club teams. You know, the weather's always better down there in Arizona, so that's one disadvantage that Spanish Fork has playing up from snowy Utah County.
You know, yeah, and we literally had snow this weekend.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, it just, yeah, you're not quite ready for baseball necessarily in March if you're, you know.
I mean, you get the time of the batting cages and all the,
absolutely,
you know, the indoor mounds, but you don't get to practice fielding, and we've been able to see that a little bit this game. They've, you know, gone pretty good without too many errors. More than anything, it's just the fact that the Patriots are just swinging for the back wall there.
Yeah, 3-0 count here on Brewer, and this one is going to be in the dirt, so it'll be a walk issued here in the 6th inning after a hit by pitch. So 2 straight runners here to start things off in the 6th inning, and it looks like Spanish Fork is going to go to the bullpen here. So Johnson will be done here for the night. A pretty solid, again, really, honestly, solid outing here for Matai Johnson. Ends up pitching 4+ innings, I believe. Yes, 4+ innings here for Johnson.
Just one per inning.
Big strikeout numbers, and you know, the walk amount was a little bit high, and it's basically 1 strikeout and 1 walk per inning. Ends up being charged with 3 of the runs that have scored here in this ball game, but you know, a solid appearance here for Johnson. Now it is a pitching change here for Spanish Fork. That is it's number 34 coming in here for the Dons. Give me just a quick second to let you know who that is. I've got that down as Caden Lamson coming in for Spanish Fork. Caden, a freshman, so getting his first ever game appearance for Spanish Fork here in this tournament. So that's a cool, neat thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to the big leagues, as you will, Caden. That's super fun.
Speaking of the big leagues, we were just talking about this before the game, and I know we'll probably mention this maybe once or twice later, but as it turns out, the pitching coach for the Warriors, the Snow Canyon Warriors, who Spanish Fork's lining up against later tonight, their pitching coach spent a little bit of time in the majors as well. The real majors.
Yeah, the real majors. Yeah, not just high school baseball, but like majors. You know, the show, the actual show.
Yeah, that's and we won't give his name now. We're going to tell you the team that he played on. He was the pitcher for the Diamondbacks just a couple years back. So if anybody has any guesses, then you can just go ahead and comment them on the YouTube live stream.
Coach and with the tease.
We'll get to that later tonight.
Oh, I love it. So, yeah, stick around for the next game here on Spanish Fork 17 to get to the answer to that fun trivia question. So, again, Snow Canyon's pitching coach pitched in the majors for 10 years, and one of the teams that he pitched for was the Arizona Diamondbacks, arguably probably the peak of his career was while he was with the Diamondbacks. So, take a gander and think if you think you know who that is, let us know, and we will let you know when we end up playing the Warriors later here tonight who exactly that is, as that ball is just a tick low there for ball 1. So Lamson's first pitch a little bit low to Keegan Palmer. Palmer on the day is 1 for 2, had a single in the first. He struck out in his second at bat and then took a walk. Double play opportunity here for Spanish Fork, and you love to see it. They do make the throw across the diamond, and another pickle opportunity here. Is this going to be a potential triple play here for the Dons? Runs him down and makes the play! A triple play for Spanish Fork. Let's freaking go. Oh my goodness, you don't see that every day, as they turn it absolutely beautifully there
now
at first and second.
And opportunity.
Then, oh my gosh. This is, just absolutely awesome play here to end the sixth inning here for Spanish Fork. A triple play to end inning number 6. The score is 9-5, and we will, actually, it looks like we'll hold off here. This may be potentially, just kind of looking at things, this may potentially be the end of the ball game here. I want to make sure that we get confirmation on that before we...
I think they're just having a meeting out
before
here.
We jump off the break here. It does look like it is just a meeting, so we'll go ahead and catch you on the flip side here and get you inning number 7 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is inning number 7 of this one between the Spanish Fork Dons and the American Leadership Academy Patriots, coming from Queen Creek, Arizona. And wow, what an end of an inning that we just had for Spanish Fork. We just saw a triple play. You just don't see those every day. In fact, this is the first time I've ever seen one on a broadcast. A nice turn play there by Dart to make the play at second base, throw it on over to first, and then heads up play by Britt Nielsen to throw it over to third, and then creates a pickle situation, and eventually I believe it was Will Dart that ends up running down the runner at third base and tags him out for that third out. And man, the Dons dugout was absolutely hype after that play, and they should be.
And that will be big coming into this final inning. You know, they're going to need all the momentum they can get going their way.
Ball gets away, but it'll be ball number 1 here to Britt Nielsen. It is the heart of the order here in inning number 7 for Spanish Fork. Britt Nielsen, Cal Nielsen, and Tegan Scott due up here in inning number 7. Do or die time here for the Dons. Need 4 runs to keep this thing going, and crushed out into left field. That's going to one hop and hit the top of the fence. That's going to be an easy Two Jacks double for Britt Nielsen. Spanish Fork, are you not entertained?
Every single, they're all out of the dugout. They're on their feet. They're excited. They deserve to be.
They deserve to be. This has been a fun end of the game here for Spanish Fork. The offense finally came alive in inning number 5 with 3 runs. They get another one off just kind of a weird, crazy sequence. You get a triple play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now you start things off with a leadoff double by Britt Nielsen. This is why we're here on a blustery evening in St. George, Utah, is because baseball is just awesome, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we're hoping for a real fun ending to this one. Cleanup hitter Cal Nielsen up.
Blustery is a good word.
Yeah,
it wasn't that way just a couple minutes ago, but it's quickly turning pretty chilly.
Breaking out the thesaurus for all the fun words today, as that one's going to be inside there to Cal Nielsen for ball 1. 1 for 3 day for the Spanish Fork catcher, an RBI single, a strikeout, and a fly out to right field. He's going to send this one down the first base line. That's an excellent play by the Patriot first baseman. Snags that one on a hop. Nice job there by Keegan Palmer. It does advance Britt Nielsen over to third base. So runner at third with 1 out here in the third. Brings up number 5 hitter Tegan Scott. Rougher day at the plate, 0 for 3. Struck out looking in his last at bat against Nielsen. Watch as one that drops out of the strike zone for ball 1. That one, though, piped in there nicely for strike 1, so count 1-1 on Scott. Scott started off this game on the mound for Spanish Fork and staying in as the designated hitter. Takes a healthy cut at that one, but misses for strike 2. One and two count on Scott. Nielsen at third. The Dons needing 4 runs to tie this ball game up. The 1-2 is slapped, and it will be off the glove of their shortstop, Seth Nielsen, and it will score Britt Nielsen, and it is now 6-9 as a game that at one point was 8-1.
Yeah, it really felt like a blowout then.
9-6.
Spanish Fork just clawed their way back into this one.
Absolutely awesome. RBI single by Tegan Scott brings in Britt Nielsen. Score now 6-9, and an opportunity here for Xavier Amenet. 1 for 3 on the day. We'll watch the first pitch go a little bit low for ball 1. He ripped a double in the 4th inning. Did pop up to second base in his first at bat and then struck out in his last at bat. Gets a little piece of that one and sends it back. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Quick throw over to first base. Got able to make his way back. 1-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 3 more runs need to come across here for the Dons with the score 6-9 to tie this thing up. A little bit low and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Cal Marziel due up next here for Spanish Fork. Garrett Field would follow him. Nice job by Nielsen to pump that one over to the low outside part of the plate. Now 2-2. Two-two pitch from Nielsen. Gets just a little piece of that, but nice job by Baptiste to secure that one. So foul tip strikeout. As the Dons are now down to their last out.
Well, I feel like it's safe to say with the Dons on this thin thread now that they really have played a heck of a game against a very, very good team.
Yeah, certainly cannot be sad about this performance, and to come back in this one too. I mean, down 8-1, very easily could have in some ways kind of mailed it in, knowing that you got another game here later tonight. But they've done a nice job too, as you said, Coach. They've clawed their way back. They've found some energy. You know, had some things bounce their way. Some fluky plays that have kind of worked out nicely. So that's a great pitch from Nielsen, as now the Dons are down to their last strike. But a really great effort from a squad that is looking to bounce back from a rougher season last year. This is an encouraging performance for them, as Marziel holds up on that swing. Cal will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It'll be interesting to see how they play in the game after this, because Snow Canyon's from here. You know, they travel 10 minutes and they're at their high school.
Big swing and miss there from Marziel. The second strikeout here in this inning, and Nielsen puts the stamp on this ball game. The Patriots will take the win here against the Dons, 9-6. We'll get you a recap of this one when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
6-9.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, game number 1 of the Kona Ice Classic here for Spanish Fork. Unfortunately, they take the loss here in their first game. It was 6-9. So a 3-run loss to the American Leadership Academy out of Queen Creek, Arizona. The Patriots, again, absolutely dominant coming into this game. We're riding a 5-game win streak with absolutely just crazy run differential. So just the fact that the Dons kept this one close, Coach, I feel like is a testament to just the grit that they have and the fact that there's a mentality to this team that I already like here early in the season.
Absolutely. I mean, you can look at this game and think that the Dons coming into this game, you know, they obviously have to travel a while, and they're playing with the jitters. It's their first game of the season. They're really able to hang in there. You know, at first it kind of looked like it was a blowout, and I think the most impressive thing about this game is that they just played with the kind of integrity where they say, hey, listen, we're not going to let this get away from us. We're just going to keep chipping at it, and they really fought their way back into this, and it turned out being a really just fun game to watch.
So Matai Johnson came into this one in relief and really kind of helped slow things down here for Spanish Fork. Again, the first 2 innings, 3 runs came across in the first, 3 runs come across in the second. Tegan Scott kind of had a rough first outing here of the season. Johnson came in and calmed things down and kept them in this ball game. And then the offense finally kind of sparked a little bit there in that 5th inning, and then kind of slowly put on a few more runs as the game went on. So we want to highlight, as our MVP Sports MVP of the game, we want to highlight Will Dart, who had a nice day at the plate. He was 2 for 3 on the day, also took a walk, and ended up scoring 2 of the 6 runs for Spanish Fork. Had a stolen base as well, made a few nice plays over there at short. Again, this is stuff that we come to expect from Will Dart. Again, he's been in the program and has been a contributor since his freshman year, and really just is going to be the heart and soul of this Spanish Fork team. So starting things off nicely here with this first MVP Sports MVP of the game.
Right, absolutely. One thing I will say about him is he scored the first run of the game, and it's a lot easier to say when you're down, you know, when it's something to a goose egg, when it's something to 0, that, hey, there's no way we can get back into this. But as long as you have that little thread of hope, it's really easy to say, hey, listen, I know it's just 1 point, but he's keeping us in the game. You know, we still have a shot at this. So good heads-up playing by him throughout the game, and way to get on the board early.
So we want to remind you, of course, that we do have another ball game coming at you here in about 15 to 20 minutes. That will be up against the Snow Canyon Warriors. So that is the host team here, and so they will obviously get home field advantage here to a sense. But definitely excited to get you coverage of this one once it starts. So don't go too far, and make sure that you come back and watch the nightcap here against the Warriors. For our crew here at Spanish Fork 17, I'm Andrew LaRose. He's Coach. Thank you so much for watching with us, and we hope to see you soon here in the next couple minutes as we get to watch the Dons face the Warriors here on Spanish Fork 17.